हेलो चिल्ड्रन, वेलकम टू असा एजुकेशन। हमारा जो पिछला वीडियो था उसमें जो बच्चे हमारे साथ जुड़े हुए थे उन्हें पता होगा कि हमने सबसे पहले अपनी दो एक्टिविटीज को करा, जिससे क्या हुआ, एक वार्म अप हो गया कि हम इस चैप्टर को क्यों पढ़ रहे हैं, इसका मेनली पर्पस क्या है। अब क्या है, इसमें दिया हुआ है लेट अस रीड। लेट अस रीड में क्या होता है, सबसे पहले आपको जो भी स्टोरी पढ़नी होती है उस स्टोरी को प्रॉपर रीड करना जरूरी है, बिना उसके टफ वर्ड्स देखे या उसका क्या मीनिंग है, कुछ नहीं। पहले एक बार प्रॉपरली स्टोरी को रीड करिए। उससे क्या होता है, हम चैप्टर को जो है ज़्यादा बेहतर समझ पाते हैं। जैसे आप कोई स्टोरी बुक मार्केट से लाते हैं, आप आते ही उसके साथ डिक्शनरी या मीनिंग लेके तो नहीं बैठते। सबसे पहले आप बुक में इंटरेस्ट के लिए स्टोरीज पढ़ते हैं, भले ही आपको उसके आधे वर्ड्स के मीनिंग जो है वो टफ लग रहे हो, लेकिन स्टोरी पहले आप पूरी पढ़ते हैं। सेम चीज़ आपके चैप्टर के साथ है। अगर आप इसकी स्टोरी को एक बार पढ़ेंगे तो क्या होगा, आपको स्टोरी क्लियर होगी। एक बार ये तो पता चलेगा स्टोरी में है क्या, उसके बाद फिर हम इसके एक्सप्लेनेशन और जो भी इसमें टफ वर्ड्स है उनको डिस्कस करेंगे। तो चलिए सबसे पहले अपनी स्टोरी को रीड करते हैं। द विजयनगर एम्पायर वॉज रिनोन फॉर इट्स ग्लोरी, वेल्थ एंड कल्चरल अचीवमेंट्स। Among its many illustrious rulers, King Krishnadev Rai ruled 1509 to 29 CE, stood out as a wise and powerful monarch. His reign is often referred to as a golden era of the Vijayanagar Empire, a time when art, literature, and architecture flourished. A great patron of learning, Krishnadev Rai was not only an eminent warrior but also a gifted poet. His works, such as the epic Amyukta Malayada and the Sanskrit drama Jamvati Parinayam, are acclaimed even today. Krishnadev Rai's court was home to 8 celebrated poets, collectively known as the Ashtadikgajas. These poets, including Alasani Pedna and Tenali Ramakrishna, enriched the literary tradition with their masterpieces. Tenali Ramakrishna, in particular, was known for his quick wit and humor, earning him a special place in the king's court as both a poet and a witty advisor. His clever solutions to seemingly insurmountable problems made him a beloved figure in the empire's history. Even the wisest rulers face moments of disharmony, and at one such time, the king had a quarrel with his queen, Tirumalambala, over a seemingly trivial matter. For weeks, he did not utter a single word to her, and in his frustration, stopped visiting her altogether. His absence cast a shadow over the palace, and the once cheerful corridors seemed quiet and forlorn. Tirumalamba, distraught and upset, tried her best to resolve the issue but failed. With no other alternative, she decided to seek the help of Tenali Rama, the court's brilliant and witty poet. Rama listened patiently as the queen recounted the incident in detail. The king wrote a poem, she began, her voice trembling. It was filled with vague expressions: sun, moon, stars, beautiful sky, but it made no sense. When he tried reciting it to his ministers, they all avoided him, making excuses. It was late evening when he came to me, seeking an audience. He began reciting it to me, but I was so exhausted after a tiring day that I yawned, not once but several times. The king thought I was disrespecting his poem and stormed off. Since then, he has not spoken to me. If I had known this would happen, I would have chosen another day. Help me, please, Rama. Only you can help the king understand. Rama nodded thoughtfully If you like, I will try my best to resolve this matter, Your Highness, but this needs a well planned approach, and I may need time to find the right strategy. The queen, who had placed her last hope in Rama, agreed and thanked him profusely. The next morning, the royal court was bustling with activity. Ministers, scholars, and courtiers filled the courtroom, its intricately carved pillars towering towards the high ceiling. Rays of sunlight streamed through the open windows, illuminating the floor adorned with exquisite rugs. Despite the lively chatter, a tension hung in the air. The king sat on his ornate throne, his expression stern, his sharp eyes scanning the room. It was evident that the unresolved quarrel still gnawed at him. The court discussion was centered on improving paddy cultivation in the empire. One by one, the ministers rose to present their ideas. Some suggested expanding irrigation networks, while others advocated for better manure. Amid these suggestions, Tenali Rama stood quietly at the edge of the court, observing everyone with an amused smile. Finally, the king called upon Rama. The chatter in the court died down as all eyes turned to him. Rama approached the throne, carrying a plate full of paddy seeds. Bowing low, he began, Your Majesty, I bring you a revolutionary type of paddy seeds. If these are sown, the yield will be 3 times greater than the current results. A murmur swept through the room. One of the courtiers, known for his sarcasm, whispered just loud enough to be heard, I wonder if these are magic seeds. Next, he will claim they will grow without water. Another muttered, Perhaps he found them on the moon. Snickers rippled through the court. The king frowned, unimpressed. That sounds absurd. He muttered, Such cultivation would need special soil, manure, and pest and insect repellents. If by chance something were to go wrong, our farmers would suffer. Rama smiled unfazed. That may be true, Your Majesty, but the real issue lies not with the seeds themselves, but with the person who sowed them. A hush fell over the court as Rama's word hung in the air. The king's eyebrows furrowed. What is wrong with the person who sowed the seeds? Speak clearly, Rama, he roared. Rama glanced around the court, his sharp gaze meeting the skeptical eyes of the courtiers. If one were to sow seeds without proper care, no one would reap a good harvest, he said, pausing for effect. And what if the person had a habit of yawning while sowing? Wouldn't the seeds scatter unevenly? The court erupted into laughter, the earlier sarcasm replaced by genuine amusement. Even the king, caught off guard, sighed and instinctively yawned. Rama watched him keenly, then continued, Your Majesty, is there anyone in this world who does not yawn? It is as natural as breathing. The king's expressions shifted as realization dawned. His mind raced back to the quarrel with the queen. He remembered scolding her harshly for yawning while he recited his poem. He realized how unfair he had been. If I had known that yawning was not a sign of disrespect, I wouldn't have taken her gesture so personally, he thought, regret filling his heart. That evening, the king approached the queen with a softened expression. Tirumalambal, he began, his voice gentle. I have been foolish. I see now that I overreacted. I let my pride blind me. I am so sorry. The queen, who had longed for this moment, smiled and replied, If you like, we can leave this quarrel behind us. I would very much like to listen to your poem. Rama, who had orchestrated this settlement, felt victorious. The king and the queen later presented him with valuable gifts for his service. The royal couple's bond was restored, and the palace brimmed once again with joy and laughter. तो ये थी हमारी स्टोरी। थोड़ा सा तो पढ़ने पर समझ में आई होगी कि बेसिकली इस स्टोरी में क्या है, लेकिन अब इस स्टोरी को एक बार दोबारा से हम लोग समझ के पढ़ेंगे। तो उसके लिए आप देखिए अब अगला वीडियो, जिसमें हम इस स्टोरी को पूरी तरह से एक्सप्लेन करके समझेंगे। तब तक अगर आपको ये अच्छा लगा, समझ में आया, तो सब्सक्राइब करिए आसा एजुकेशन। कोई भी चीज़ आपको लगती है कि और ज़्यादा एक्सप्लेन करनी है, समझानी है, तो प्लीज़ कमेंट ज़रूर करिएगा।